Well, look what we got, guys. Another Mustang. Today, we're over at Nate's house. You guys remember Nate? One of our buddies brought a car over, said that it was high idling, just not running right. So what we're going to do today is just kind of look the car over, see what's going on with it. We brought Mr. Fusion over today, so hopefully we can check, make sure this thing doesn't have any vacuum leaks or anything like that. Looking over the car initially, we did find something right off the bat, which is going to be your BAP sensor. It's unplugged. Now, we've not tested it yet, so this is going to be the first time. So what we're going to do is start the car up, see how it runs. Supposedly it's got a really high idle whenever it's cold, and we're just going to check everything out. It does have a custom tune, so this is a 331. Unsure of the cam size, but obviously, you know, upper lower intake, heads, stuff like that. All right, so let's go ahead, fire this thing up, see what's going on with it. Yeah. May have to bump that idle up on the throttle body. All right, we're going to go ahead and pull the car around back, and we think we might have it pinpointed. TPS is extremely too high on it, and the BAP sensor was unplugged. Probably going to need some other stuff, but we'll get it. So, car's got a little bit of a miss to it. I'm just trying to kind of play with it right now to see what it'll do. You never really know on these cars what it's going to be, but as the car warms up, it does pretty good. Nate's got all the colors of the rainbow in here. So the problem with stuff like this is, you know, you only get a couple shots at it. When this thing warms up, it's not really an issue anymore, and so it is what it is. But we're going to try to work with what we got here, and we can always check at the moment to see if the idle air control is actually controlling the car. In other words, how much is the idle air control affecting the idle? So what we can do right now is go over, unplug it, and see how the car runs without it. To be honest with you, that sounds about right. It may be a little high on idle, but it sounds about right. All right, I'm just going to put the camera down. We're going to do some tweaking and working, and I'll come back to you and tell you what we found out. All right, guys, what we're going to do now is go ahead and hook the Mr. Fusion up, blow some air through this thing, and see if we got any vacuum leaks. So I guess we need to recap what we did. plugged in the BAP sensor back there. We don't know why it was unplugged. It may have just come unplugged by messing around, but either way, that was unplugged, so we plugged that up. The car didn't really want to run right to start with, but it, you know, it kind of cleared up. Well, then we checked the TPS and it was extremely too high, so we lowered that down. I think it's currently at about like probably 9.5, 9.4, somewhere in there. And then we had to lower the idle a little bit. So it seems to be okay. The problem with it running like really high at cold temperatures and open loop, we're not gonna be able to test again until obviously in the morning or something. So Nate will probably just come out and check it and see to verify. But overall, the car seems to run really good. So what we're gonna do now is just check it out, see if it's got any leaks, and then we'll go from there.
Smoke everywhere. Throttle body. Gas is leaking. Yeah.
Well, it looks like that's the main leak right here. Wasn't too bad, but it will cause a little bit of variance in idle. So we're going to go ahead and try to find another plug. If we can't, then we're just going to wrap it with electrical tape for right this second. That's probably going to be it. Like I said, we won't be able to test this thing out again until tomorrow. But anyway, let's take a trip around the yard real quick. For those of you who are new to the channel, Nate does have an 03 Cobra that he's working on doing some big things with. So hopefully here pretty soon he'll have this car on the road. Maybe this year, if not early next year. But he's got a lot of stuff that he does. Like I said, Nate works on stuff all the time. We're not going to go in there. I know you guys want to see these cars and stuff, but a lot of these are grudge cars, so we don't disclose, you know, stuff like that. Every time we make one of these videos, somebody gets butthurt about the fact that we won't show engines and we won't talk about times and horsepower. Guys, we live in the South. These guys take this stuff seriously. You go showing engine setups and stuff like that, and it's not pretty. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and mess around with this car a little bit more, see what we can come up with, and I'll just get back with you guys and we'll close this video out, and then I'll give you an update tomorrow to let you know if that fixed the problem. All right, let me go ahead and give you guys an update on the Foxbody. It's running pretty good. Nate went back out there this morning, checked on the car, said that it runs pretty good. Still a little bit of a high idle, but I think that can be adjusted on the throttle blade. Since this video was short, I'm going to include some footage that I shot yesterday of the Calypso clone while I was out there kind of working on some stuff, and just go over that with you guys. If you like that type of footage, let me know down below, and we can kind of get back into more of the daily vlog style stuff if you guys are interested in that. Anyway, let's get to the video. All right, guys, we just got back from Nate's house. Still waiting to hear back on that car, whether it's going to run good or not. But I got to thinking, I'm always out here tinkering on these cars, and I never bring the camera out anymore because I think it's just not good footage, right? It's not something you guys want to see. But today, I just went in, grabbed the camera, figured I'd come out and talk to you guys about what's going on with the cars. Right now, we're burping the system on the Calypso clone. So I essentially found the cam. The car was extremely too rich. It was running like mid-11s, something like that at idle, which is just way too rich. And for whatever reason, the car just didn't want to hit good. We are now at about 14.0, 13.8 to about 14.2, somewhere in there. And the car seems to really like it. The cam somewhat come back. The timing has been kind of locked in, I guess you could say. We're only about a degree or so off. I'll tell you what, let's just go over here and look at it. So as you can see over here, my ignition settings are a lot different than they used to be. And so we're basically sitting here running at 13 degrees timing, and just above that, if it tries to idle down, it's going to go to 14, and just below that is 12. So we're not very far off. Let's change this to 13 and see what happens. The idle wants to hunt when you do that. So if you can come in above it and lock it in, because as we know, if you raise the timing, you can raise the idle of the car. If you lower the timing, you can lower the idle of the car. So, see how it's more stable? Anyway, I just thought I would share that with you guys. It's hard to hear. Let's back up a little bit. Now don't misunderstand, this car does not hit hard. It's just not a camera. It's just not going to. That's a stage 1 trick flow cam, but it sounds really good through the tailpipes. Anyway guys, that's going good. here we are under the hood. We're burping the system, and what we've got here is just a funnel filled with water. That way it can get any air out of the system. So that's what we're doing here. Let you guys listen to the engine. Now, my smog pump makes a little bit of noise and the alternator makes a little bit of noise, but trust me when I tell you that this engine is pretty quiet. Nothing really making any racket. All the rockers sound really good. So it may be loud on camera, but it's really not loud here. Also, this car likes to idle somewhere around like 850 to about 950 RPM. Anything below that, this car just will not idle. It just won't have it. I actually prefer these cars to be idled up a little bit anyway, just simply because it makes it easier to take off from like a red light. You don't have to worry about it stalling out, and it's less work on the idle air control if the car's already idled up a little bit. 850 is about where I like to see these cars idle. This one's, like I said, between 850 and 900, somewhere in there. Anyway, guys, that's that. Just thought I would take you outside, let you see what I'm doing. That way next time whenever we're talking about the car, you can understand a little bit better what it is that we're doing. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, we have Yellow Wolf back on the road again. I've not been driving it because it's been out of gas. It's been out of E85. The problem is you don't ever know when this thing's out of E85. So to show you like a quarter of a take and this thing will be out of gas. Anyway, I went today and said, screw it, we're just gonna put some 93 in this thing to get it busted off. And it runs great. It actually runs better than it's ever ran with the 93. Now we are in valet mode, so don't freak out. We're not running 25 pounds of boost on 93 octane. Valet mode on this car makes about 8 pounds of boost at like 6 grand or so. So it makes no boost until you get up into the higher RPM. So we're good there. Battery's dead on it right now, so I've got to get a new battery for it. So we'll start it up later. I'll take you guys down the road, show you what 8 pounds of boost feels like in the car. It's actually still pretty peppy, believe it or not. Let me know down below, do you like this type of stuff, more of a vlog style where we just kind of go around and just tinker with stuff and I tell you what's going on, what I've done throughout the day? If you like that type of stuff, we can include more of it. I just figured you guys don't like that, so I've been kind of excluding that from the videos. Anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up, and as always, thanks for watching.